How's everybody doing? I want to make this video and I want to talk about the interracial family. Okay, those of you that watch my videos and know me know that I'm in an interracial marriage. My wife's black, I'm a white guy. And we've been married over 27 years. Got married back in 1994. And there's a misconception when people get together, when it's interracial. People have a misconception that there's automatically racial stuff going on, the cultural difference. People aren't going to accept your marriage, and it's going to be chaotic, right? We always hear that. And when people have asked me, well, when you married your wife, what did your parents think? What did your mom think? People automatically assume that my mom just was an angry Karen about it, I guess, and just had a big problem with me marrying a black woman. None of that is true in my family. And I think a lot of families, in today's society are more accepting of interracial marriage, which I know they are than they were in the past. And yesterday we had an event. My son's home from the Army. He's on leave and getting ready to go to Korea for a year. And, the family came over and we had a cookout for my son so everybody can visit with them. My family, my wife's family. Had an awesome time, And we were sitting around talking. Give you a little story time. We're sitting around talking, right? It was me, my dad, my mom, my wife, and my mother-in-law. And, my dad said something to me. And my father is, he's real critical. I mean, if you get respect from him, you earn it. And he was tough on me growing up. And so when I get a compliment from my father, it means so much to me. And I know he's being tough because he wanted me to grow up strong, to be able to lift myself up when I got knocked down. And we're sitting around talking, and he said, this is all right. This is nice. And he said, son, I'm proud of you. And, your family's doing good. And I says, well, it's because, I got the best wife in the world. And he says, you know what? I know that, but you made the decision. You picked the right wife. And, that meant so much to me. And then my mom told my wife, Sandy, she says, thank you for marrying my son. You are a true blessing to the family. And, both me and Sandy, we kind of were getting a little emotional on this stuff because they were just giving my wife praise and they're seeing the value in my wife. This is my mom and dad. And, they accepted my wife from the get-go. In fact, my father said he would chokeslam me if I messed it up with her. And he's never been violent towards me, but it's just his way of saying, don't mess it up, son. You got a good thing. And, when we're talking, my mother-in-law, turned to me and says, you're a blessing too, son. And she hugged me. And, so many times people talk about the negative of interracial relationships when it comes to black women and white men. And they say so many negative stuff, hateful things, and just talk about how much of a disaster it's going to be. And the white guy's such a monster, and the black woman gets shamed for doing it, called a bed wench and a sellout. And so many times we never talk about the positive. And people have told me, they said, well, if your wife's so great, your family's so great, you love black women, why do you got to talk about it? Why don't you just live your life? Well, I could do that, but I figure I need to talk about it. I think there needs to be a balance because in everything there's a positive and a negative. And I have been blessed in my life, and I chose a black woman to be my wife, and I made the best choice, and I'm living a life that's first class. And you know what? My family values my wife. They're thanking God that she married me because they see the value in how our family's growing. And how we've been successful, coming together and lifting each other up, putting each other first, giving each other 100%. And I want to share that story. I want to tell the blessing. And I'm for interracial relationships across the board, any dynamic. I don't favor one over the other. I think marriage is a beautiful thing, and we need to start getting back to marriage, getting back to the foundation of family. Of all races need to do this. Our society would be better. Our country would be better. And, but there's so many positive things going on. And black women are amazing. And there's so many positive qualities they have. It's not just the beauty, how they look, but inside. I always talk about the passion and the big heart they have and how they put their family first. Now, that don't mean all are doing this, no. And yes, you can find a good wife in any racial group, any ethnicity. But black women, statistically, when it's interracial relationships, interracial marriage, our marriages are succeeding. And my marriage is an example of how two people can get together and create, a beautiful marriage, an awesome family, and how our families can come together and be blessed. And not one of our family members yesterday or any time we've had, our two families together ever had a fight or an argument or got at each other's throats. And maybe me and Sandy are just so blessed. Maybe we're not the norm. But I don't believe that. I believe that, there are good people and they can come together. And black women, white men are doing amazing things. Yeah, there are racist white people, sure. I can't dispute that, but there's so many men like us that are good people, that don't believe we're superior, that don't, trash other people, and there's so many men like me that love black women, that see the value in black women, and I can see the beauty. And this thing that it's unnatural for, someone to be attracted of somebody in another race is crap. Beauty comes in all colors. And some have preference for people that don't look like them, and that's okay. But there's so many positive things going on that ain't even talked about. We find that one relationship that goes bad and say, see, you shouldn't have dated out. See, you shouldn't have done it. This guy did this to this woman. Okay, you can get 1 or 2 out of 1,000 gone bad, sure. But you can go to every racial group and get that. And my thing is, I want to share my life. I want to share the blessings I have. And I do believe black women are the best choice. And my life's proof of that because my wife's black. That's the woman I chose above all women to be in my life, to be my wife, to be part of my family. And with her, we've built a good marriage. We have a good family. We're grandparents now. We're middle-aged. And we started out in the early 90s with our marriage. And we made it where everybody said we would fail. There were so many reasons why it wouldn't work. Well, truth be told, it's worked. We went the distance. We're still going strong after 27 years. So nobody can tell me interracial marriages don't work. And I know and I understand the value of black women. And they bring so much to the table where all they're required to bring is just love, loyalty, and be their beautiful self. Why us as men would require more is beyond me. But black women bring so much more. They bring their heart, their soul, and pour everything in their relationship. When a black woman loves you, you know it. And you are blessed. And I just want to share that because we had a blessed day yesterday, and our families coming together. And it's not just me and my wife and our kids. It's her family. And me and my wife have spent time with her family, whether it be in Texas or Mississippi. And she spent time with my family in New Mexico, Arizona. And, our families have come together with our marriage. It's like they became a family. My wife's family hangs out with my family. They got new friends. It's come together. And that's what our nation should be like. And if we truly loved each other, it'd be that way. Unfortunately, we got too much hate and crap in the world. But you can be blessed in an interracial marriage. You can. And, if you ever got to know my wife, you'd understand how blessed I really am. And I'm thankful, and I thank God for that. And I just want to share that with you guys because there's so much negative. And don't be afraid to get out of that comfort zone. But ladies, vet the men, okay? You can get garbage in every color. And I'm not here to say one group of men's better than the other, because there's not. What it amounts to is what's in the man's heart, what's in his soul, his character, and the decisions he makes in life. That's what adds quality. And that increases the value. But anyway, I just want to say I have an awesome wife, and I have so much love and respect for black women, and they've always been my preference. Always have been, always will be. And, and I think that's why our marriages last, because we put a lot of work in. And in our communities, we're expected, to go the extra mile, to put in the extra work and make things happen. And, I've been blessed, guys. And, don't listen to what people say. Get out there and find out the truth. There's a lot of propaganda, a lot of stereotypes, a lot of lies out there, a lot of generalization going on. A lot of people living in the past thinking that people living today are the same ones living in the 1800s. And it's not true. There is evil in this world, but there's also good. And we can come together, black women, white men, or black women and men of different races, and you can have a good marriage. You could find a man that loves you. He don't have to look like you. Open up your options. You get better choices. And that goes for men and women, But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Have a good day. God bless you and your family. And I'll see you on the next video or live.